taste more like itself by utilizing everything it gives to you. All right, so road trips. Chicago to Wisconsin, driving around, fall, thinking, okay, what's around us? Cheddar and apples and bacon and beer and all these goodies. And so my whole thing is like, I don't know, I think the French must have the greatest like PR marketing people behind them because everyone thinks French food's the deal, right?
Yeah.
It's, again, no one's better or worse than anyone else, right?
Yeah.
And the French actually are like the worst. Like just, no, I'm kidding, you French people. Like, but my idea is like, no, you got risotto, right? Which is Italian, but it's like, let's add truffle, let's do parmesan, and it's like, no. Like, I was raised on like blue box mac and cheese, right?
Yeah.
Like powder. And if I did really good in school, I got like hot dog sliced into it. So that was the deal. So.
Boiled hot dog, because then you got the weenie water soup left over.
You do it. That's the stock. If you're fixing your stuff. So basically, what I was able to do is say, okay, well, I want to do a risotto then, and I want to like make it American and local. So instead of Parmesan, it's like 10-year aged cheddar. Instead of truffles and whatever, it's going to be crispy bacon. It's going to be apples. It's going to be New Glarus braised pearl onions, and you'll see what I garnish it with towards the end. But yeah, that's kind of the deal.
It's a surprise. I know what it is, but you're all
you do.
You're all gonna say that's the Graham Elliot I love.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get this stuff going.
I want to get back to this question about like crazy stuff that's happening during the filming of these shows.
Okay.
Only because, and I'm asking you that as it's a delight for me to turn this around on somebody. So do you have any like that?
I think when we do these shows, like every single thing that you do is being filmed. You know what I mean? Like whether you're a contestant or a judge or anything else. So I feel like all the good stuff still makes it into the show somehow.
So it's literally hot mic all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what's funny is that in between every single take of anything else, we stand up there and I, like you said, I'll break my phone out and start playing some kind of music.
Yeah.
And I'm dancing, and then Gordon will like make fun of me and make me dance in front of the cat. And like it turns into this whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always tend to be like the little brother goofball or something, but it is funny, when you have all these different personalities on a show.
Is it hard to go from that kind of fun camaraderie that you and Kat and Gordon have, for instance, and then to be, pretty stringent and direct with someone when they've just blown it? Yeah,
it's hard because I always say, especially it depends on the show, right? Like, so if you're doing Top Chef. These are professional chefs that generally they own their own restaurant.
Yeah, they're ready for it. Yeah.
Exactly, and they are on there for a reason.
Yeah.
And then when you have a show like MasterChef or Family Food Fight, these are people that are not paid to do it. It's a stay-at-home, dad and a lawyer mom and a firefighter and whatever. And so to sit there and like crush their dreams and say they suck, that's not cool, right?
Right.
I've tried to explain that to Joe for 10 years, and it just makes his day to do that to people. But for me, it's just like if I like to sing and play guitar, and if I did that on a show and they were like, you suck, go home, that's like brutal. So I always say it's a compliment.
No, then you'd be like, well, you haven't heard my Cat Stevens.
Yeah, exactly, right? I sound bad on purpose. But you turn, you basically, I always say it's a compliment sandwich, where it's like, wow, what a great idea,
Yeah.
Pork chop with whatever. Next time I would actually cook the pork chop. Like, don't serve it raw. Don't do that. But wow, looks really good. And then hopefully they go back and like realize that they really screwed up. All right, so just so you know, I'm crisping up bacon and roasting these onions.
Sweating two types of onions here.
Well, I got onions and I got garlic. So here's the thing. I spent like 20 years looking at every recipe where it's like, add garlic and onion, right? Garlic has like twice as much sugar as onions do. So if you put them in the same time, then the stupid garlics burn by the time the onions are like mid-rare.
Yeah.
So sweat off your onions first, and then add your garlic after.
Also, the way that you slice the garlic, and I just learned this a couple of years ago, changes the flavor so much.
Absolutely. So here's what's cool. Think of garlic as one of those international ingredients that really every culture uses. But if you're in China, it's sliced into like little round
Yeah.
pieces because it crisps up, you know,
Right.
like in a wok. If you're
Yeah.
in France, everything's minced up because you're sautéing and everything's evenly cooking. Italy, it's like with a little salt and it turns into a paste, so it's super pungent. Like everybody does garlic in a certain way, which I think is super cool. All right, so that's on low. Don't let that burn. These are going.
It's a very Wisconsin. I'm applauding you. Newski, yeah. New Glarus.
You get a beer. You get to just start throwing them all out, like the culinary Oprah.
We're gonna have samples, but not beer. Just so you know, you have to get that on your own. Yeah.
We're all going out for beer after this.
Culinary Oprah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, bacon, doing our thing. All right, onions are going. Get our little rice. Arborio. You guys like arborio rice? You cool with that? All right, good, good, good. So it's a certain type of grain of rice that absorbs liquid differently than, say, a sushi rice or long grain, and it almost gives it I mean, it's always fun. You look at a menu and like risotto's in the pasta section, but it's obviously a grain, but
Right.
but it does have that really fatty, creamy, you know, rich mouthfeel. All right, bacon, crispy, looks good. We'll turn off. Right, just like a steak or anything that you're cooking, it'll continue to carry over. So
your
we'll
menu
just turn
in
it off.
Santa Monica is like comfort food for Californians, basically. Is that
Right,
correct?
Which means like gluten-free kale juice with organic what have yous and.
I handed you that one.
No, that was a layup. That was like Jordan to Pippen. Yeah, no, it's true. It's,
But is it like talk about the difference of cooking for a West Coast audience?
Yeah. Don't let this stuff burn you. It is really different because, you know, everyone likes to use local, organic, sustainable, whatever. But out here, that really means like 25 versions of, you know, rhubarb in the spring. Like there's not a lot that we really have. I mean, you got to be honest. If you want that kind of stuff, go to where it is, right? You go to California, there's 14 different varieties of, avocado. There's 30 different asparagus things that someone grew. It's,
You know, we have a slightly shorter growing season.
Yes.
Were you intimidated when you opened? Like you got, at the time you had Jonathan Waxman not far down the street, and just the folks that, everything from, oh gosh, what's her? Now I'm spacing on names, but it's like, there's
Nancy Silverton.
Nancy
and
Silverton, yeah.
You've got all those people. I feel like anything in life.
Dominique Creme, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. You get to a point where you can either be nervous and intimidated or just like really excited, right? If you go in and you're just really scared or cocky, and think you're gonna really show people how it goes, like that's
how it's
the
done.
worst.
Sure,
That's the worst.
Yeah.
So with the risotto, just so you know, right, we were talking about flavor, texture, all that kind of stuff. And with risotto, you need a tiny bit of acid to help cut through all that fattiness and richness. You can't really like just add lemon at the end or something like that, which you can with other dishes. So we deglaze with white wine. Alcohol's cooked off, but that's what's going to give it some of that acidity that imparts the flavor at the beginning, and will kind of carry on through to the finished dish.
So you seasoned with beer and you're deglazing with white wine.
Yes. Beer or braising in here, right?
Yeah.
This is the beer braised with
Oh,
butter.
the beer is in there, okay.
Beer and butter, and then that's just deglazed with the wine, and that's all.
Got it.
And then we add a little bit of stock each time because we're not like cooking pasta or boiling it. If you did that, the outside cooks, the inside doesn't.
Yep.
And so we're doing a little bit, and it absorbs it and soaks it up, and then you add more. And we have our stock warm. Another thing, don't just have cold stock that you keep adding to where it stops the cooking process and messes it all up. So.
But have stock. Have stock.
And make your own stock with whatever, right? I mean, like if we're doing this, you've got garlic, onion, whatever. If you're doing like a pumpkin risotto, throw in all like the seeds and the guts from the pumpkin. You just clean, like make something taste more like itself by utilizing everything it gives to you. So.
It really smells good.
Yeah. I hope so, right?
Yeah. So how do the apples come together?
We are just going to take these and slice them up on the old mandolin and hope to God that I don't cut my hand off. Because I'm pretty sure that that's all mandolins are made for.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but
Slice a finger.
it's all it's for.
Every time.
It was celery root, brand new thing out of the box, and like stuck, and like, what do? Push extra hard.
No!
Yeah. And literally, and so I'm left-handed, right? And this is during a demo.
Yeah.
So I immediately take that, kind of hold this, and then I'm like, I like to cook with like trying to like use my leg to stir, like I just like such a gimp. And
like Frankenstein up there
totally,
trying to.
oh my God. Just pretend, right? And then I like wrap it up, and then I got to go say hi to people, and I'm trying to like hide it. And like 6 hours go by, and it really hurts.
Yeah.
And like I'm like hate the doctor. I don't want to go to the doctor. So it's like, okay, well, let's look at your hand. So, and guess where I did this at? Guess where the demo was? The most magical place on earth. Right? So it's cutting my hand off at Disney. And so they send like the Disney Mickey doctor up to my room. Right? And it's like, woohoo, what are you doing? Holy shit! Like just like you see it right here. This whole chunk was just like, oh, and they looked at it and they're like, yeah, no, we got to go to the ER. And we
Did
gotta
they
get
just
stitches.
give you some bright yellow gloves to put on, like Mickey, and say it'll
Just
be
walking
fine?
around.
Yeah,
That's
everything will
good.
be fine.
Very well played, sir. So, but literally, they were like, no, we got to go to the ER. We got to get stitched. And I'm like, right? And so we go, and it's like, 8 stitches, but they did it in blue, so it was like my Cub stitches. So it was like, yeah, playoffs, there we go. That's why. Did it on purpose.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that? Are you good? You're past your trauma, so you're all right?
If I cut myself again, I'm just like gonna never. No. All right, you're scaring me now. Yeah. No.
Don't
Now it's a challenge. Now I'm doing it just out of.
Don't psych yourself out.
See, like that.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
No. All right.
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna be like. You know what? This dish doesn't really even need apples. It's fine on its own.
I think there's plenty of citrus from the wine. I don't think we need any.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think of it, when I drove through Wisconsin, there was no apples around.
Right.
This risotto is just based on Mars Cheese Castle ingredients. That's all it is. All right, it's coming together. It's getting nice and thick and good. And then these are done. That's done. Take our lemon. Get that guy nice and...
Boom. So this is pretty simple, though.
Yeah, super, super simple.
And with things that many people might have around the house or, could get.
It just takes time. This is one of those things that you don't want to start and then like walk away from.
Right.
You have to commit like a good 25 minutes or so.
No, well, that's the
to
deal with
making
risotto.
This done. Exactly.
Yeah. There's no backing away.
Nope.
It's a commitment.
All right, season.
A little bit more
Add
stock.
some more stock.
The risotto is odoing, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting its odo on.
So do you drain off the oil of the bacon and just add it in, or how do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a shot of the bacon fat later when no one looks.
Right.
You know what's crazy? I guarantee if I did that and poured that into a shot glass with like bourbon and charged $10 for it, you would sell out tonight.
Oh yeah.
Like, what are the specials tonight? Do you have any of that organic Well, we got bacon fat bourbon shots. Now, bring them. That's our
how many?
appetizers.
Yeah. How many can I order?
Right.
Yeah.
Just bring me the pan. Right.
It hurts.
It
Hurts because it's true.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. Won't they say the truth hurts? All right. I'm filling up water in case we need some more.
All right. Good. So, can you talk about what's on the horizon? You can say no.
No. Want to do a restaurant in Chicago.
In Chicago.
And then, what do you call it?
What would you call it?
What would I call it? I don't know. GE 2.0, the return. The return of GE. No, I don't know. Interesting question.
Glasses, no glasses.
White glasses.
White glasses.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I wore on the first seat. Well, it's weird. On Top Chef Masters, I was wearing like red ones, and then I wore blue ones. I always say in a world of 6 billion people, you got to stand out somehow. It's like, look at me. So, once we did Master Chef, and I had different ones on for like all the different episodes, for continuity, they wanted like one pair, and I was like, okay, I'll go with white, and then kind of turned into the thing. So why not? I was saying it's like the reverse Clark Kent. Like I take them off and walk down the street and nobody knows who I am. You know, it's like, yeah. So it's fun to go to a ball game or something and just be able to walk around and hang with the dudes, the boys, the kids.
So garlic in.
Yep, and then the pearl onions that have been braised, and then we got our apples, we got all that. We're gonna grab our queso.
Queso?
Just in queso. Uh-oh, look at this. Look what else is in here. Nutter butters. Somebody at the school made a bad call putting these in there. These are going home.
That's totally unplanned, just so you know.
Again, I like to cook spontaneously, eat spontaneously. I've been eating so well lately, too. Who the hell put Nutter Butters in there? Temptation Island.
Let's just see if there's any.
Yeah, anything else? Is there any tapioca pudding hanging out?
No.
Like, what else? Spam. Yeah, Cheese Whiz in the tube.
Just a huge
chicken and a biscuit crackers. Oh, you know that combo, one of the best flavor combos ever. It's like, wait,
there's a
chicken
small
and
sleeve of crackers.
All right, but you need Laughing Cow cheese or
I know. What we know, we need Mercs with the red wine. Yeah, right. Yeah.
What's the cheese?
1,000%.
Boy, I knew that better friends of my parents were coming over, based on whether it was the plastic container or
amazing.
the carafe of Mercs. That was like, that's just the so-and-sos.
Right.
We don't need the ceramic for them. And then it was like, no. He's in a division above me. They're coming over. Put the carafe out. Yeah.
That is so good. I love that.
Yeah. Also, the coasters that they'd put underneath their cocktails would change. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We never had anyone come over, ever. I don't know. You weren't the most social family.
Well, I'm the youngest of 11.
How is that possible?
You
like
know what?
Gremlins, you get one
I'll
of your
tell you what,
you have
it's
more.
It's a lot of drinking and divorcing. That's how that's possible. I have stepbrothers and sisters and
great.
stepbrothers and sisters.
Wow.
Yeah. Bottom of the fridge, all gallons of milk. We didn't have a crisper. It was just 6 gallons of milk. And we'd go through it in like 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, breakfast cereal for 8, because there was 6 of us at home, kids at one point, and then 2 adults.
It's like a 50-pound dog food bag, just like pouring into bowls. We're like, how many are there? 11? 10? What do we have, hon? Let's just keep pouring. Pour till there's no more.
Yeah. The joke was Thanksgiving, you're at the kids' table. Like, there were so many kids. The whole table was the kids' table.
The kids' house, you got like your own little garage in the back, just full of kids.
Yeah.
All right.
People ask me, how did I end up in television and media? And I'm like, well, I had to be somewhat outgoing, or I would get, left at the gas station. And people have that reaction. I'm like, I'm not kidding.
Right. I'm being straight up honest.
You need to be sort of effusive and gregarious, or they'll
survival.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was.
If you cut yourself in this grater, that'd be really funny.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Thank you for saying that.
Sure.
Schmuck.
I'm here for you.
All right.
So this is not just any cheddar. This is a good Wisconsin 10-year cheddar, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we should have some crystals in there.
Yep. That's the best.
What's the fancy scientific word? Does anyone know this fancy scientific word for the crystals? What is it? Calcium citric. Nice.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
I'm kidding.
That person.
It's Na42 is the.
That person gets an extra sample.
Yeah. Catch. Okay, we got some queso here. We got some cheese. We're getting ready.
Boy, I love the happy bubbles in this super low simmering risotto.
Right?
That's just a beautiful thing. It's like stars glittering in the night sky.
So what do you got to do? Remember?
What do you got to do?
Gotta film it.
All right.
Like, don't we always say?
Okay.
This is hashtag camera eats first.
This is gonna be so meta because we're both gonna film it.
Ready? Everyone say hi. 1, 2, 3.
Hi. Woo! We gotta turn it on ourselves.
So good. All right. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Thank you. Good night. Just like walk out, like, and we're done here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, bacon.
It's a good Wisconsin audience. They haven't forgotten the bacon
Exactly.
yet.
I love that.
It's like the cry from the balcony. So it's like the two grumpy guys from the Muppets.
Oh,
Put the bacon in!
Bacon! All right, here we go.
So what was one of the craziest or like most vexing, like I can't even believe I'm cooking this when you worked at Trotter's?
Oh, well, a lot of times, you're coming across these ingredients you've never seen before, like, giant white truffles for $4,000 a pound, or, scallops that are still kicking and alive in the shell that just got picked yesterday. And, things like that were just amazing to see. But it was the stories, we never had like a walk-in fridge. Everything came in that day. So you would fill this up with all your little ingredients, and you have tomatoes on your dish, we got a couple tomatoes, we got whatever. And so if you chopped up all your tomatoes and you had some left over, tomorrow it gets put in family meal because you have to cut them and do them again. You can never serve the same thing again.
Wow,
You start from zero every day, which is brutal, and you would never see in another restaurant because financially it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that was it. And so one day, and it's glass, we're in the middle, it's Saturday night, it's crazy, everyone's running around doing their thing, and we hear Charlie scream for everyone to stop and come over here. And so we go over there, and he's like, look at this. Look at that, this thumbprint right here. How many of you have walked by here tonight and seen that thumbprint and didn't do anything? And who would sit here and put their thumb on, we should close the restaurant tonight. Let's just, everyone go home. This is an outrage. Why are we here? Nobody cares about anything, because if you don't care about the greasy thumbprint on the glass, then you don't sharpen your knives, and you don't taste your food, and you don't care about this, and you know what I mean? It was because everything is of equal importance is the whole philosophy. So you, again, learn to constantly look at everything.
And you were saying, so you leave Trotter's and then you realize, you get to other restaurants, and you realize, I'm a lot better trained than many other, the habits I have are really epic compared to just however, it doesn't mean you're a better person, doesn't mean it's just the way you'd been cooking and not knowing anything different.
Yeah, well, you're getting beat up the whole time. So you're made to feel...
Someone almost applauded for more cheese. I just want to...
I always say you just have enough rice to hold the cheese together. Right? It's just like when I make mashed potatoes, and it's 80% butter with a little potato in there. But so you have this... what were we just saying?
With Charlie and how you got to someplace else and you were cooking in a totally different level.
So I was saying it's you don't realize that you're at that level until you leave it. So you're getting yelled at and beat up and, made to feel like you're horrible. Then you go to another restaurant.
Yeah.
And just by doing what you do naturally, okay, I'm done here, I'm gonna wipe down into my hand, put it over there, fold up my towel, put my knife right here next to it, and then, have this over here, whatever. And you're constantly doing things like that. And you look around and other people are not. Chefs and fellow people will see that, and they'll start to cook differently. And now a position opens up for a sous chef, and now you get that position because you're working that way.
Which is what happened at True. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So you're horrible, but at an Olympic level.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the best, worst, one of those.
Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be pretty.
Hope so. Word, right? Look, so I also like to make sure that we got enough onion, and then we'll put the bacon and all that stuff. Because I don't know about you. Yeah, and so when I order a pasta or something, if it says it's got shrimp and whatever, I can't stand when I get my pasta and there's 3 shrimp in it.
Right.
I'm where's the rest? Come on. 90% pasta and 2 to 3 shrimps in there. So I want a little bit of everything all the way through. So, but again, you're talking to a guy that was all you can eat shrimp at, Red Lobster on prom night, because that was that's where you go. That's the deal. Right? Olive Garden, all you can eat breadsticks? Really? Yeah, you're gonna regret that real quick. And let me show you what somebody can do to breadsticks. All right? My friends and I have no money and nothing to lose. So Yeah, that's how it was. All right, so we'll take some of our bacon. Just kind of like you're walking in the woods and stumbled on the dish, right? Nice and natural, not worrying about tweezers.
Like you're foraging in Vermont.
Yeah, like you just, and kind of the same amount. I always say when I do things like this or season, I always feel like Indiana Jones at the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he's like doing the sand and like trying to measure the right way, make sure.
I gotcha.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So that's...
Chef's in the kitchen.
And you can see we don't put it in a bowl because the rice will continue to cook, so you want it like nice and kind of laid out. And so you can get a little bit of everything, and yeah, tasty stuff.
Boom.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, well,
I'm going to keep eating cheese and bacon.
some of this
Cheese and bacon open facing.
Look at you. Wow.
This is what's funny.
That was your moves at Trotter,
Right.
wasn't it?
Yes. But here's what's funny. We'll sit here and cook till 2 in the morning with like hand harvested, organic, what have you, free range, this and that, and then eat this kind of stuff at like 3 in the morning as chefs.
Oh, yeah.
But like this mushed between a piece of bread.
Number one home meal for chefs at the end of the night is the frozen pizza you would walk past, even if it were on sale. Yeah. Or Chef
Boyardee.
Well, it's got chef in the name. He was actually an amazing guy, but that's a whole other discussion. All right, let's do some Q&As.
Wait. Sorry.
Oh,
Thank
that's right.
you.
Oh my God, wait.
That was my garnish. So when I go on road trips, right, you gotta have your snacks and stuff. So we did this. So I would eat my Cheez-It all the time. And so I would garnish with like just a little extra crunch.
Oh, here we go.
And I'd go and do my little Cheez-It risotto. That's like when you get to a level and you own a restaurant and you're just like, I dare you to tell me I can't do that.